Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video, we're going to be going through the priority guide for the upcoming epic charms. They're going to be coming to the global server at the upcoming reset with the new Dura Trials floors unlocking, and this is going to be a major power boost to our heroes for Dream Realm and AFK stages, and so we're going to go ahead and break it down. Now, first of all, a common reminder I do in these videos is the heroes which have been released in this season, you can get their charms just for gold in the charm merchant shop. You don't actually have to use any of your limited resources to craft them, and so make sure that you pick up their charms from the charm merchant as soon as you log in before you can make a mistake and craft them by mistake, right? There are going to be a lot of key heroes here. Gunner for both Dream Realm and AFK stages having a lot of usage. Aurora, great usage in Dream Realm. Sylvan, great usage in Dream Realm and AFK stages. Celeste, Dream Realm and AFK stages, and then you have the odd one out, which is Zoria, which is not really needed at all right now. But if you want to, it's a minor amount of gold. You can pick up her charms. Okay, so we're going to start it off with Dream Realm, which is the major game mode of AFK Journey. Now, probably the most important hero is going to be the twins. I've ordered the list in order from left being the most priority all the way down to bottom right being the lowest priority. So you can follow that as a guide as well. But twins, you guys know their meta in almost all Dream Realm content, every boss almost. And so definitely you want to get their charms ASAP. Shamira, she still is a great damage dealer for pre-endless. We are going to be approaching endless shortly, but in this period she's still going to be dominating, and so definitely get her charms. Rainier is still doing great for this pre-endless level of difficulty Dream Realm we're currently at, and he probably still will be great maybe even in early endless, so I would say get Rainier charms as well. Valara, you guys know how dominant she is for Dream Realm. Also, she is a queen of AFK stages, but I had to put her in only one, so I put her in Dream Realm. But yeah, definitely get her charms. It's going to help you across Dream Realm and AFK stages, the two major game modes in AFK Journey. Shadewing, he is a beast of a damage dealer right now for pre-endless Dream Realm, and probably likely will continue to be towards, for most part of this phase, I would have to say, but eventually he is probably going to be phased out when we get to deeper into endless territory and the HP loss damage dealers come online. Floribel, Zany, they are great for the Doomscore Dream Realm boss, but also great in other bosses like Necro Draken. They're part of the top teams with Aurora. So really the summoner meta has come in almost full force this season, and so getting both of their charms has become a priority, and even wishlisting them has become a priority. Like, if you would have told me, if you would have shown me this is the priority for epic charms last season, I'd be like, what went wrong in my head to put these four heroes, Shadewing to Cassidy, in the top tier, basically the top row of Dream Realm? But it is the case. Even Cassidy, you guys are seeing along with Sylvan. She needs to be with Sylvan, of course, but if you have Sylvan, if you have Cassidy, multiple top teams for Dream Realm bosses are using the two of them. Cassidy needs to be Supreme Plus with her skill upgrade and plus 10 exclusive equipment, but if you have that, then definitely get her charms. Otherwise, you don't need to get her charms, right? Obviously, if you don't use these heroes in the top teams, don't bother getting their charms. It's only if you're using them currently in the top teams. Aliceth, she is good, and she's about to get online right now. She's doing fine, even in some good backup teams right now, but when we make it deeper into Endless, Aliceth is going to be stealing the show. She's going to be the greatest Celestial Hypogean damage dealer, and yeah, like in the previous season. Galahad, though, also very important. You might think, why do you not put Galahad before Aliceth? Because the thing is, we're not deep into Endless yet. We're going to be going slowly into, like, you know, early Endless, and Galahad really comes online deep into Endless, but she is still going to be probably in a lot of best teams when we even make it to early Endless. Galahad is a beast in terms of HP loss damage, in terms of extending the duration of your artifact, powering up your artifact. She is such an important hero for Dream Realm, so her charms are going to be important. Corridon, you guys already know how strong he is for Dream Realm, especially Rainier teleporting a hero into his hunting circle, so get his charms. Isabella, Nocturne Judicator boss top team, and likely she will be, maybe for this whole phase, maybe even for this whole season, so get her charms. Damon, he is good for Gloomon Dream Realm boss, so I would say definitely try to get his charms, if you're using him in Gloomon. Nazarick, he is good for Magmazar Dream Realm boss. Maybe he will have some other boss usage in this upcoming week, we'll have to see, but yeah, getting his charms would be useful. Indris was in the top team for Blightstream technically, but along with Gunner, and obviously Indris again needs high investment, just like Cassidy. Indris is a very similar hero. They they were very skippable heroes. Most people didn't have them built or had the luxury to build them on their account. But if you do have them now with their Supreme Plus skill upgrade, they're having some meta usage, right? Indris was, like I said, technically in the best Blightshroom team in the previous week, but you may not have to prioritize him so highly. Kruger for Nocturne Judicator, important to get his charms. Lenya, she is for Necro Draken, one of the greatest budget team options. So if you have Lenya built, probably getting her charms would be useful. But if you have Harak built, so we're going to come to Harak, of course, but Harak is going to replace Lenya when we make it into early endless of Necro Draken. And so if you have Harak built, maybe you don't need to bother with Lenya much anymore. But for right now, until we make it to endless, Lenya's still going to be good. Ravion, he is good for some boss content, Dream Realm, you guys know it, and also really good in PvP. And I know this is not a PvP oriented list, but you want to invest in him even for Dream Realm because he is in some teams which are optimal for some players out there. So get Ravion charms. Velka charms, she's again not usually in the overall top pay to win team. However, in budget teams, she's doing really well. So Velka, if you have her Supreme Plus skill upgrade, get her charms. Pang is best in Gloomaw, but he needs to be plus 10 exclusive equipment. So again, it's a kind of like one of those niche heroes which not a lot of people have actually built up to that level. But if you do have him at that level, get his charms because he wasn't the best for Gloomaw, and it's likely that he probably may continue to be. You'll have to see. Maybe Gunner actually is going to be taking his place. Okay, we're going to have Mikola. She's for Blightshroom Dream Realm boss, not in the top pay to win team. However, in the other budget teams, she's good, so you can get her charms. Thorin for the King Croaker boss is a good option, so you can get his charms. Should improve your team score a bit. Laika was she was in the top team for... Which boss? She was in the top team. Was it Doom Scores that she was actually in the top? She's powering up all the summons. So like the summoner meta has come and brought Laika along with it. Because somehow Laika is just really benefiting the summons with that attack speed buff she keeps periodically providing. So you can get her charms. Bonnie is in some budget teams along with Shadewing. So you can get her charms. Harak Feresto. Now you're going to notice from Harak Feresto, Smokey, Pandora, Ludovic. This is all in preparation for the fact that we're going to be entering Endless Dream Realm pretty soon. VN server has already began entering Endless Dream Realm. They're only a week ahead of us. So we're going to be also entering Endless Dream Realm probably in a week to 10 days. And so these heroes are all endless damage dealers because they have HP loss. Now in early part of Endless, they're probably not going to come online like really rapidly. However, they could still see some meta usage. And so getting their charms, preparing them because they may have the usage is going to be good. Now Ludovic is a hero you might be thinking, well, didn't Ludovic get completely power cut by Gala? And pretty much, however, the only one boss, which is Blightshroom, Ludovic still has some value because like they're not ultimate based heroes. They cannot work in Blightshroom, but Ludovic has all skill based damage, not ultimate based damage, and so Ludovic kind of does well for Blightshroom, at least in the previous season. So I have kept Ludovic here as well, but he's the lowest priority even of these HP loss heroes to be building or to be getting charms on. Rowan, just to again talk about Smokey and Pandora. Pandora also is going to benefit you in PvP. Pandora is a good HP loss damage dealer. When we make it to Endless, she is going to be good. Probably even early Endless. Smokey synergizes well with Gala, buffing her up. However, it may take some time for Smokey to come online. However, he could also come online quickly. So Smokey, I don't know what was the purpose of my statement, but Smokey is, a hero worth getting charms on. Rowan, Sonya, Sinbad, I'm going to group them all up together. Even Shakir. Shakir is not in the top team for Nocturne Judicator, and that's his only boss usage, and so that's why he's right at the bottom here. If he is the top for you, you should get his charms, but if he's not, you don't need to bother getting his charms. Rowan, Sonya, Sinbad, kind of the same story. Like, they're not in the top team. They're in one of the really free-to-play friendly teams out there. But if you are using them, you can get their charms. They still are good for Dream Realm, but they're just not in the top meta. So there we have it for the Dream Realm. Moving on to the AFK stages. Of course, Saida, the queen of AFK stages, you need to get her charms. If you have her plus 15 exclusive equipment or higher, you're using her in stages, then her charms are going to benefit you so much. And even, if you have her at low copies, if you get her charms, whenever you take a synergy request from another player who gives you Saida, those charms are going to apply to the Saida, right? So that is why, even for people who have low copies of Saida, eventually you want to get charms. Not immediately, but eventually you even want to get charms on your Saida because they carry over to your synergy as well. Alna is also really good. Basically, she's the best second man or wing woman for Saida because Alna protects the Saida. Of course, Alna is not good on her own. Saida is good on her own. So that's why Saida is a queen. But if you have a queen's advisor, that's basically Alna. And together they're very strong. Then you have Mahira. Mahira is good for AFK stages. She also is going to maybe see some Dream Realm usage actually as an HP loss damage dealer, but it might take some time. But either way, yeah, getting Mahira Charms major priority for both game modes. Hugin also for both game modes, he's going to have some Dream Realm usage, but also he's going to have a lot of AFK stage usage, especially with the upcoming Bulwark artifact, which is a shield-based damage trigger. That is the artifact of choice actually for a lot of high deficit AFK stages for this phase. So Hugin is going to be really important. Pheromore, he's going to definitely have use in AFK stages now that we're in a more phase 2 and phase 3 are when Pheromore really becomes online along with Baleran, and Pheromore also good for Dream Realm. Theodore is going to be used in almost every team for AFK stages, so getting his charms is just going to benefit you, your whole team, and also increase your Blaze Burn artifact damage procs. You're going to have Baleran. Baleran is going to be, again, used quite a bit more for AFK stages this phase, or at least he should be. That was a prediction. If not, it might just be that we have now we have better heroes for AFK stages, but Baleran, he's definitely going to see usage. And even if, even if he's not going to be the best, he's definitely going to have, like 1 out of 10 stages, 1 out of 20 stages where you're going to need to use Baleran, and so definitely that's enough value to actually get his charms. Kulu is having a lot of AFK stage usage actually, so definitely getting Kulu's charms will be important. And again, if you'll ever need to synergy request a Supreme plus Kulu, but you have a 1 copy Kulu, getting the charms can help because they'll KO over to the synergy. Iron charms are going to be important. However, Iron is not used nearly as much as heroes like Theodore and Mahira on the comp, but you're going to have definitely some formations still, quite a lot of formations actually still using Iron, so getting his charms will be important. Almas is hardly used. I was even thinking, should I even put Almas here? But the thing is, I guess, I don't know, maybe from a free-to-play standpoint, a new player perspective, and you have Almas Iron combo, maybe you will actually be using them in AFK stages, but for me, I just never use Almas. It's always Theodore, Mahira, and then maybe Iron. I can't remember the last time I've used Almas, but like, I guess at least for the Wilder Legend trial, there's that value. Athalia has some AFK stage usage, but very rarely. It's really if there are enemies with huge shielding that she needs to shred, or if they, that lava ball of doom which jumps around the map. I don't know if you guys remember. If you've pushed AFK stages, you'll know what I'm talking about. Flame Warden. So she's good for that, but very niche, very, very niche. Siren, he's going to be in the Lightbearer comp along with Sylvan and Hugin and Rowan and things like that. So maybe I should have even put Rowan in AFK stages, to be honest with you. But basically, if you're running that comp, you can get Rowan charms, Siren charms as well. It should help. Zandrock has some AFK stage usage, mainly when you want to destroy the terrain, the obstacles on the map. But he will have some usage, so eventually getting his charms could be good for AFK stages. And then finally, Lucy. Lucy, again, very niche for AFK stages. However, she is going to have some usage, and so it is worthwhile getting her charms. And I just saw another hero that I do want to add here, Niru for AFK stages. So you might be thinking, why Niru for AFK stages? Well, if you guys have pushed AFK stages, you would have noticed that sometimes, especially for the regular stages, you can use Niru along with Iron on your team to pause time, because Niru basically immediately casts his ultimate, right? And this is like a freeze time frame, and then for whatever reason is basically, I guess, an exploit, or however the game is built, that if Iron casts ultimate during that Niru ultimate animation at the beginning of the match, it can crowd control even uncrowd controllable units, like enemy Vipirons are going to get looped up and then locked down and chain CC'd, and so there's a lot of value actually for that. And so definitely you're going to see Niru in those particular stages. Very niche again, but there you have it. And by the way, if you're wondering, should you use your additional if you have your 10 extra Dura sweeps? I am not using them. I may think about using them for the red legendary charms coming up later, because that's when Apex AFK stages are going to happen. I probably won't even use them then. I usually always save my Dura tokens for mythic charms, but you can also save them for legendary charms, but I would not recommend pulling them on the epic charms, because they are going to be a boost, but like, you're also going to get plenty of resources, and over time you are going to build your priority heroes really rapidly. So anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. Another just final tip just came to mind is that if you're thinking about the Dream Realm crafting, you'll want to do it on a day-by-day basis. So for example, whatever Dream Realm boss we're having tomorrow, I can't even remember, whichever that top team is that you were using, those are the heroes you're going to want to craft charms on first. So for example, twins are probably always a safe bet, right? But like Shumira, she's not using every top team for every single boss. So if there's a boss coming out, maybe you want to, rearrange the schedule just for that specific day, and then craft the hero charms for that day. That's basically what I'm going to recommend. But you can wait for my Dream Realm video, because then you'll know what the top team is, or yeah, there's no harm in doing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That's gonna be it for this video. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.